What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the yard today. I think I'm one video in so far for the season. I have filmed a couple and then kind of gone back and forth on what the plan was, and we finally got a plan. So I'll catch you up with what I'm doing, or where we're at right now, and kind of what the future of videos holds. So what the back and forth decision was is whether or not to plant or to fertilize, or to kill weeds, essentially. And obviously what I landed on was planting, but I did go with an additional application of the Scott's 3-in-1 triple, I think it's called triple action for seeding. And if you remember from last year, that's what I used along with the lawn renovation, because it allowed me to prevent new weeds from coming up, but what it doesn't do is kill existing weeds. And so I put that down about a week ago, and we've had heavy rain in that time, and so I haven't been able to get out and seed because I just haven't wanted to risk having all the seed wash out. So what that has done, and what it's designed to do, is any new weeds that pop up are going to turn white. And so you'll notice, not so much out here in the front portion of the lawn, but back over in there, there are a lot of white patches. I'll pause here for a second so you can see. I don't know if that shows up on camera, but there are white patches here and there where just about every weed that I see is white. Hey, good. And so it seems as though the product has done the job, and I wasn't expecting any of the existing weeds to die. Kind of where I was at is I've got a lot of thin patches because of last year when I did the initial seeding. I was kind of short on the amount of seed that I used. And so that's why, like out here in the front corner of the lawn and in other spots, up there for one around that tree, we've got basically just dirt. And so I made the executive decision to let the existing weeds go and to go ahead with the planting and kind of see how it happens, or how it goes. I think I'd mentioned on my last video, and it's no secret, that spring planting is not as good or typically as successful as fall planting. Reason being is we get so much more rain in my area in the spring, and so the chances of washing out or things like that are a higher risk, and also the temperatures fluctuate so much more. And so in the fall we're a little bit more solid as far as not nearly as much rain in as high of amounts, and nowhere near the temperature fluctuations that we have here in the spring. So I'm hoping I've chosen a good window here of time to get the seed down. So that brings us to today, what the current situation is. So what I'm doing is basically an overseeding rate on the entire lawn. I'm going a little bit heavier and going over these other areas that are basically dirt 2 or 3 times. And then I'll show you here in a second, up by the house, there's a little bit of a landscaping project that we're working on, and part of that project was to get some seed down. So let me finish up this front section and I'll take you up there by the house to show you what's going on. Okay, got it all seeded, so let's wait and see what happens. Anyway, this small landscaping project we were working on, I can't remember if I showed this in the last video, but you've definitely seen it in last year's video. There used to be 3 large evergreen bushes here, I hope that's the right term, and a bunch of rock. And so spent the last couple weeks digging out the rock, cutting off the roots of the bushes, trying to pull those out. There was actually about 10, we think, rose bushes planted around the perimeter here. So we pulled the edging up, we cut the rose bushes down, which were just sticks or roots basically. They had never grown or blossomed or flowered or anything like that. Then brought in some topsoil. There's actually 6 bags of topsoil, which was very surprising that it took that much. Brought that in today and dumped it in there, cleared all the rocks out, leveled the ground. I rolled it with my lawn roller attached to my garden tractor and seeded it, and then I just did a light raking here to keep the seed from hopefully washing out or blowing away. So anyway, why did I choose today? Well, we've had quite a bit of heavy rain over the last couple weeks. Actually, I think we've probably gotten 3 inches plus of rain in the last 2 weeks. And so I just kept waiting and waiting, and now we're to the point in the forecast where the next day, so about the next couple hours here, we're supposed to get a little bit, and then tomorrow we're supposed to get a little bit more, and then be mostly clear for the rest of the week. So that's good. Anytime you're planting, you don't really want heavy rain in the forecast or fluctuations in temperature. You want to be able to control the water yourself as much as possible, which sounds crazy. It's like, why wouldn't you want all the free water? Well, it's going to wash out, which has been proven around this tree, where pretty well anytime you've got trees with without flat ground, you've got kind of a slope, then that's a good example of why you don't want to plant in the rain, because that's all going to wash out and wash away from where you spread it. So anyway, I'll keep you updated as we go here and see how the progress is in the next few days, whether this Ryan Nor Elite perennial ryegrass takes off or not. So stay tuned. Thanks a lot for watching, and we'll see you on the next video.